In this video, we will learn how to use table to develop a gallery. You can see we have a big image here. We have some menu here. If we click it, we can change the image. Also, we have some description. So to do this, certainly we should have some image here. And this is our coding. Okay, we just want this schedule. I will redo it. I delete everything so we can work together. Okay, we get the structure. To work with the structure, first, what we need? So we need to have a heading. That's the gallery. And close it. Then we have a table. We need to close the table. Inside the table, when we look at our example, actually this is everything is a table. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 rows and actually 3 columns. So, but this big one, the biggest one is across different rows and different columns. So actually we have 3 rows TR. Close it. And inside the first row we have TD. We have 2 TD. Close TD. Only on first row we have 2 TD. Why? Because the first cell in the first row will cross to other column and rows, so we don't need more cells in other row. So I just copy. We have 3 rows. We have 3 rows, but for first one we have 2 cells. Okay. Then let's put some image inside the rows. For first one, this is first row. First row, this is first row and first cell. This one, we want to put an image in the middle. So that will be img src equal to quotation 1 jpg. So that's the image 1. We need to control the size of the image. So we put some width. The size is important because we need to control exactly. So will be 110. The height will be 90. Okay, that's about the first one. For the second one, will be small image. img src equal to, here we put the image again. This is a small image. We need to control the width. Should be in the middle here. So this one will be a little small. Yeah, actually this one will be 100, and the height will be 90. But this one will be much bigger. This is 110. This one, the biggest one, will be much bigger. We use the 470. The height will be 330. Okay. And this is what we get. We get something like this. So let's add all 3. We'll see the difference. This is just the first one. So actually we should add 3. I use this one to replace here. But we should have different image. Save it and check. Reload the code. Okay, it flew out. So it means we need to control the size. So let's look at the code. So because for the first cell, It is supposed, because it's a big one. Let's look at our hair. So this largest should cross multiple columns and rows. So we put use the span will be column span equal to 2, and the row span equal to 3. Okay, then let's say what's the difference. This one. If we, without control, the size will get something like this. Okay, so it looks like what we want. Now we need to put everything in the center. So for the heading, we know how to do that. In CSS, we just use heading 1. No, actually, we just use H1. And here we use text align. Here something important for the table. For the table, we want to put it in the center. How to do that? With margin. Use order. So let's say, so pretty much we control this in the center, also the table in the center. If we change the size, it will automatically change. So that's the benefit when we use the margin as order. Next, we need to look at we need to control the border, something like this. So you need to control the border because those cells we need to control differently. So we'll assign ID, this one. This one should get bigger. So we use ID as bigger. And this one, we use a class because they have 3. This one is small. Then I will copy the small because all those cells will be small one. So with the small and bigger, we can put some control here. For the bigger, because bigger is ID, so we use a hash sign. We can get some border, 20 pixel, solid and blank. For the small, it's a class with dot. Small, we put some border, just 2 pixel, solid, blank. Let's see what do we get. Okay, we get some border. So it looks like a very close with what we want. So later, what do we need to do? Because sometimes we want to add some description. Let's say our example, we need to have a link. Then we also need to add the description. And the description, we can use division. Remember, we learned it before. So, like inside here, inside this cell, we want to add the division. So just inside this cell, we have a division. And then we need to close the division. And then with the division, then we can add a paragraph as description. Like close it. Okay, let's see what do we get. Okay, we get something like this. Then we want to control paragraph in the center. Also, we don't want the margin of the paragraph. So we put a paragraph, use text align. Also the margin 0. Okay, we can select this. We can do the same thing for other 2 images. Like here, actually we can copy everything here to here because the difference is just the length of the image. So we replace this one and also this one. But we need to change it. That is when this 2 will be 3. Yeah, maybe you want to change this description. Okay. Now we want to add a link. Remember how to do a link. So by doing link, we need to have other image. Well, sorry, we should have other web page because once we click the next step, we click in the middle, we need to go to other image. So first, let's say we need for the small one should be a link. So this one will be a link. So we add the anchor, put attention on the location. In front of the image, we put the anchor href equal to this one. Suppose is image 1 HTML, and then we need to close it. Then just copy here again. Here we need to change it as image 2, source 2. Here we need to go to image 3 and then image 3. Okay, save it and reload the code. So you can say when we move the image, move the mouse over the image, we can say it's a link. But now we need to create the images about the image 2, image 3, and image 1. This one we can use as image 1. This one we just change the name, like save as. We use as image 1. And again, we need to create an image 2. We save again as image 2 because we just change very little thing. For image 2, this one will be next to the big one here. This will because the big image are the 2. And once we click it, we should okay, we can do the same thing. Okay. And again, we need to save as image 3. The difference is just that in image 3, the big image will be the 3 image. Okay. And now close it. Now we should have for image 1, 2, 3. Like here, we have image 1, 2, 3. We can run the image. Okay. Once we click this one, we get this big one. 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. That is what we want.